Kedavon of Kedavon Reads tagged me months ago with this "Why haven't I read these books yet?" I think that's the title, tag. I've been meaning to do it, so let's do this today. This is also kind of going to be a rest of the year TBR, I suppose. Prompt number 1, what is a classic that I have to read still? Villette by Charlotte Bronte. I think the only Bronte book that I've read in my life is Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre. I've been wanting to read all the other ones. And Claire of Claire Reads Books like shouts Villette from the rooftops, so I'm obviously intrigued. I have her in this beautiful penguin cloth-bound hardback edition. Claire did warn me that there is quite a bit of French in Villette. When I replied to her, I have like 3-4 years of high school French under my belt. I'm sure I can handle it. But now that I think about it, my French is pretty much as good as Margot Martindale's character in the best episode of Paris Je t'aime, directed by Alexandra Payne. So I'm not about to give you a sample of my French. Prompt 2 is what is a fiction book that I have yet to read? And so here's a new habit that I developed this year in 2022. I am on Storygraph. I love Storygraph, but it has definitely changed my reading habits ever since I started it this year, particularly the most read authors category. And I am looking and I'm seeing that obviously Agatha Christie is the indisputable winner of 2022. But look, I could read a couple more Virginia Woolfs, and this really ought to be the year of Virginia Woolf, where I thought I would be like her biggest fan, but I don't know, let's just say that it's been interesting. I read Mrs. Dalloway last year just because I saw this this cover in this Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. It was just one of those times when I passed by it at Barnes & Noble and I couldn't walk away without taking her home with me. And like I actually read her right away. I never read Virginia Woolf before. And I used to be all about the classics growing up. I actually read the book the day that I bought it. I don't know, I thought it was okay, it was nice. And then this year I read the selected stories in this Oxford Classics edition because it included street hauntings, and I bought it because I had planned a London trip at the beginning of the year, which ended up getting canceled. And I don't know, I thought this was okay. Street haunting was nice, but the rest, it was just like, am I reading a New Yorker article? My reaction was just very, I see, okay, interesting. And then I read To the Lighthouse and Orlando, her fictions. And both of these, I was very like, and of course, I like it when on my shelves, I like to have, the same types from the same publisher. So I still have The Waves, A Room with a View, and 3 Guineas to read. So if I read all 3, I could have 7 Virginia Woolfs to my name for the year of 2022. I think that's gonna be a go. Then I can have a solid opinion of Ms. VW for the year. Prompt 3 is a nonfiction that I haven't read yet, and I bought Cameraman by Dana Stevens. I think launch was at the end of March, and I totally thought that this would be in my like March or April reads. I have still yet to crack this baby open. I feel very guilty about that. I love Dana Stevens. I know nothing about Buster Keaton. I can't wait to learn all about Buster Keaton from maybe the woman who loves him the most. So I have every intention of reading this in the next couple months. I actually used to exclusively read nonfiction before BookTube. It would be like I grew up reading classics, and then in my 20s, I was all about the nonfiction. Like, I don't know, I thought that lit fic was just a little full of itself. And now I am all about it, like all about the latest, sexiest lit fic. And I'm looking through my Storygraph and seeing so much fiction this year. So I do miss getting into a good nonfiction. Prompt 4 is a pick your own genre book. So I'm picking a short story. I love short stories. And shout out to The Bar and the Bookcase for putting me wise to this one. He just did an incredible interview on his channel with the Otessa Moshfegh, who has stated before that this is her favorite book, her favorite writer. You're Having a Good Time by Amy Barrodale. Love this cover. And Jaylen seems to love himself a good dark, creepy, like harrowing story. Like last December, I read another book that he recommended, I Hold the Wolf by the Ears. That was great. So I'm imagining this to be similar. It seems like Christmas isn't Christmas, or December isn't December without a dark, creepy short story compilation recommended by Jaylen. And like I was saying when I was talking about Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason, with like that sad Christmas trope, a great example in a song form is River by Joni Mitchell. That Christmas isn't just Hallmark movies, big happy family around the fireplace. Sometimes Christmases are sad. December can be sad, winter is depressing, and it can feel disingenuous for some people to, you know, have like a wholesome, heartwarming, Little Women-y December, which happened to be the book that I would always reread every December. So I've been changing it up, trying to be with the times. Sexy lit fic. Prompt 5 is, what is the unread book that I've owned for the longest time? I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but ever since 2020, lockdown, I have purchased like an ungodly amount of new books. We read the articles with the rise of book sales, the rise of Booktube. So all the unread books that I have, they're very new, bought within the past couple years. So I'm just putting this out there. My intention for 2023, no/slow buy. Like, I gotta read the stuff that I have, along with like library books. You know, I'm gonna try to resist the sexy new lit fic as best as I can next year. And one of the upcoming videos that I have, now that I got these sexy new CBT bookshelves to replace my old IKEA ones, is a bookshelf tour where I show you like a ton of books that I've just not read yet. So once I get that like organized, I'll post that up ASAP. But let's just throw in one of them that I'll try to get to this year. The Hours by Michael Cunningham. I've watched the film. I loved it when it came out. Watched it recently. I will link my letterboxd review of it in the description box below. And then when I had just bought the beautiful covered Mrs. Dalloway from Barnes & Noble, there happened to be a McNally Jackson book club for the book with Michael Cunningham. And like excitingly, I was able to catch that live. YouTube link below in the description box. So I bought The Hours. I never read it. I'm excited to. Like, I love reading a book and then watching an adaptation of it, to see the differences between the two, to see what changes were made and why. Because every art form is all about the choices that you make. That's why the writer is important. That's why the screenwriter is important. That's why the director is important. It is their vision for this piece of work. I'm just so happy to be home. It's so dark and gloomy and dreary. Finally, here in Southern California. It is so fun to talk about books again. So far in October, I'm reading a lot of sexy new lit fic. Can't wait to throw up that video for October reads. Hope you enjoyed this quick tag. I'll see you soon. Bye.